adding beat to this Disney Star Wars intro. Nicholas Britell is just wow. He's up there with Ludwig Göransson as one of my favorite composers, and this show is just one of many scores of his that I love, and honestly a big reason for why I watched the show originally. This Blade Runner style opening scene that is just beyond cool to look at. Andor also gives you a good amount of the cooler, weirder species of Star Wars to make up for all of the main characters being humans. And of course, Britell also gives us this super unique sounding Star Wars club music, which I need a full album of. If anyone knows any artists of albums that sound like this, please let me know in the comments.
Don't even think about it. Just send you home crying.
This show lets you know right off the bat that it's more adult than other Star Wars shows. I mean, the first scene is literally in a brothel.
It's not your girlfriend or something, is it?
I don't have a girlfriend.
Cassian being the ladies' man, I feel like a lot of people, including myself, wouldn't have expected him to be.
That is a hard look for a little thing like you.
What was her name?
Nobody here gives their real name.
Something that happens a lot this season, and something even Cassian does multiple times. Oh, the throat punch?
Tell me now! Tell me what to do!
A fitting line that shows how he's tired of being pushed around by them, but he's also just someone that needs direction. He's got skills, he's resourceful, he handles stress well, but he usually needs someone like Luthen or Vel to focus that energy towards something like the rebellion.
Furlough! He's taking! He's up! Furlough!
And the implication that this cop lost someone he actually considered his friend adds to that idea of nothing being black and white in this show.
We're going together.
Putting weight and importance to a random cop's life when so many people die in Star Wars without a second glance. Standing up for yourself.
He's running! Running!
I love the choice to not translate the Kenari language, and it is a proper language made for the show, but it kind of puts the focus on their emotions and their reactions to everything going on, and less what they're actually saying.
Marva said you were out ruining your reputation with friends of low character.
True motherly love.
Can you make a lie for me?
I have adequate power reserves.
Lying takes extra energy for droids, or at least B, just like it does for people. Might be wrong, but I think this is the Ferrix motif, and I love that every motif fits together like a glove when combined into a track.
Cavus was out, then you remembered you still had half a bottle of Nog stashed at home. Please, I really need this.
You insulted my choice of beverage.
Brasso is the realest real one in Cassian's life, aside from Marva and Bix, and obviously B. I'll never forget you, B.
They're in a brothel, which we're not supposed to have, the expensive one, which they shouldn't be able to afford. I am on my way this very morning to an Imperial Regional Command review, where I'll be asked to make a report about our crime rates.
Yeah, it makes sense to not want to be on the Empire's radar because your cops did a bunch of stuff they shouldn't have and also died in the process.
What happened to you?
I fell.
On what? A jealous husband?
She's tougher than both of us.
I'm getting tired of hearing that. Then you better find yourself a less complicated woman. Good luck with that.
Compliments? Like to Bix?
Whatever it is, I want to know when it left and where it went.
You'd have to filter the entire night.
Well, it's too much for you, let me know. I'm sure somebody wants the chair.
Parallels to Dedra Meero doing a similar thing later on this season, showing how they're basically perfect for each other.
He's on his way up.
Classic Star Wars blue food.
There's not a lot about Kenari, sir. It's fairly obscure.
Okay, not Sylvie, the goddess of mischief. Seriously though, I did think that this was Sofia Di Martino. Ending the episode showing what caused this subplot with the Primor cops, Cassian's sister. I'm such a sucker for dynamic title cards, whether it's the visuals that change or the music, and every main title theme Britell makes matches each episode so well. Showing how small Cassian is compared to the other kids. Cool shot win. The Time Grappler is so cool in the way that he's kind of Ferrix's alarm clock. Also love that the melody is different for the beginning of the day versus the end.
I kick again, speak now.
Read it.
I don't know if there's anything scarier than your mom sitting in the living room waiting for you to come home late, getting ready to scold you.
Just forget that.
She's still in the yard.
What do they want?
Wait!
One of the many moments Cass comes off as unlikable, and it kind of makes you wonder why you're rooting for him until the show eventually reminds you why.
2 men dead. Line of duty. It's outrageous. Exactly. I've seen it so. Half measures. Face your men, yourself, knowing you did less than everything you possibly could.
Seemingly a hint of regret from Mosk, maybe about a time where he didn't do everything he could have, which justifies his immediate undying loyalty to Cyril. The lighting here is nothing too crazy, just a blue background light of the night sky and a single light source from the lantern, but it just looks awesome. Luthen's just badass. Also, I'm noticing a big Chernobyl overlap with the cast and crew, which is funny since I'm also covering The Last of Us from the same showrunner as Chernobyl.
What are you doing?
Couldn't sleep.
This could have been so weird if they were just hooking up, but they're dating, so I guess it's not that weird. It's okay, he dies soon anyway, so I won't have to think about it too hard. Shooting a child in the back? Yeah, he's gotta go. The first time Cassian starts to feel hatred, right now for the Separatists, but soon it'll just be for the Empire.
There comes a time when the risk of doing nothing becomes the greatest risk of all. Best of luck to us all.
Not a terrible speech, but he just has no confidence.
Mate, I'm in propulsion. We do add-ons and boosters.
The little bits of world building is one of my favorite things about Star Wars. Even some of the worst shows in this universe have great world building, and Andor is amazing at it. Having that rock sound that was always associated with rebellion and making the drums be played in more of a rhythm of military snare drums, which just perfectly shows the rebellion's combination of that brash disdain for the Empire and the militaristic nature of it. This Kenari percussion, since this episode ends with the Kenari flashback and the Ferrix arc of this season. Of course, the Separatist ship has an opening in the shape of a hexagon, same as the Separatist logo. Love the wonder he has for such a clean look at his reflection. He's probably seen it before in like a puddle or some body of water, but he's never seen it this clear and exact. This show's sets are mostly real, and it gives this grounded nature that you can't get from fully digital sets or even the volume.
I like your spirit, son.
Already calling him son. That's gotta be the fastest adoption ever.
He's got people here.
People who've just killed a Republic officer. It'll be open season here the moment that frigate lands.
Giving a valid reason for taking this child away from his people.
Shut her up!
You cannot disrespect Marvel like that.
Did I ever tell you that Cassie was born in Kenari? How could you? I can't believe you knew that.
Such a great performance, which is why she was the best part of Morbius.
They're so proud of themselves. They don't even care. They can't imagine it. That someone like me would ever get inside their house.
The fact that this is the Empire's big weakness, the only reason the rebels have a fighting chance, and it's funny they're too proud to even recognize the fact that they're too proud.
Soon enough, I'll have something else to listen to.
Referencing the Empire listening to the rebels fighting back, and also the sound of a reckoning later this episode.
Never carry anything you don't control.
Already teaching Cassian valuable lessons about being a rebel. A set piece that has no business being this cool. Brutal.
I told you to wait there.
Biggs takes on so much pain for Cassian, it's sad, but also respectable.
Who did this?
Yeah, it was stupid, but it's what happens when you really care about someone.
I'll kill him.
Good thing Andor took him alive, or else he would have been considered a serial killer. Come on, that one was good. It really is the little details like this mud splash that makes the world feel so real. That's what you get for killing Tim, even if he was a rat.
We're under siege. They're everywhere.
Nope, they're just smarter than you.
How many of those charges you have left?
Cleverness and the way it's presented is just so badass. Ooh, my favorite piece from the soundtrack begins. Speeder action is always a treat. Dude, what? That is how you end an episode. Intercut the main character's origin story with the starting point of his journey while leveling up Cyril's motivation from angry to seething, and end it off as climactically as if you were ending this season. I also love the idea to have the show work in 3-episode arcs. It just paces the season perfectly. This episode's intro music almost directly picks up on the pace that the last episode's ending set. foreshadowing how dangerous it is to be on a ship, especially with how Nemec dies because of it.
I know the outside. I know what people tell me when I ask. The rest I imagine. I imagine that no matter what you tell me or tell yourself, you'll ultimately die fighting these bastards.
Even more foreshadowing, and I love that it's actually a character trait for Luthen to be this good at reading people. He doesn't just magically know how Andor feels, he can feel it because he's just that empathetic.
Think of a name for yourself. Clem.
Preserving the memory of your loved one.
He's gonna argue with me.
See what I mean?
Well, that's the advantage of renting him. He's disposable.
Yeah, it's clear he doesn't mean that. He's disposable, yeah, but he increases their chances so much that disposing of him would be a big mistake. Also love seeing how desperate Luthen is for this to work.
7 against the garrison!
Save your wind!
Hey, hold on.
Get down, tuck in!
Showing how afraid Cassian is of doing this mission, and then immediately showing how useful he is with the way he recognizes the TIE fighter sound before Vel does. Both Luthen and Stellan Skarsgård are naturals at acting. I mean, Skarsgård being a great actor was never a surprise because he's always a win.
Everyone's dead.
Oh my god, it's Cousin.
Saw Gerrera.
Oh my god, it's Saw Gerrera.
That's Skeen.
Skeen because he's secretly scheming? Like scheming? The design of this Coruscant spaceport is just beautiful. It's always a treat to see Coruscant in Star Wars media, but this time around there's so much detail and something about it makes me feel like I could just walk around on this Coruscant. Just some more design wins.
Mother.
Aw, she misses her son so much. She seems like a kind and supportive mother, something Karn really needs right now, especially when everyone except Mosk is mean to him.
Sharing the same mouth. If you can't deliver, I need to know.
Ooh, Luthen, switch up with the pan from Mon's left side to her right side?
But I trust you'll have the courage to turn back.
You know I love me some double meanings in dialogue.
We don't even have enough comms.
We have 2 spares.
That was our backup.
Clem is our backup.
Making arguments you can't deny.
Your fun friends just cut off their shipping lanes yesterday. Do you know how many will starve?
Mon's commitment to actually caring about the people the Senate has power over is respectable, especially knowing what she means to the rebellion.
Because they know no one's stupid enough to try it.
No one but us.
I love it. They're using the same tactics Cassian used against the Empire to steal the Starpath unit. Utilize the pride and overconfidence of the Empire against them and use it as an advantage.
Imagine 50 meteor showers all at once. Now they've got everyone relocated. It's a pretty sad affair, but the Eye, it's not something you'll soon forget.
Gorn clearly cares about the natives of Aldania, and the fact that he got that respect because he fell in love makes his story all the more touching.
He is, I'm sure, a challenge to work with.
Honesty.
Can I eat my food?
This face, I love Diego Luna.
You might as well wear a sign that says, I promise to disappoint you.
Oh, not that supportive, I guess. So, tough love? This sound effect.
I'm calling Uncle Harlow.
Not seeing who Uncle Harlow is after hearing them talk about him so many times this season makes me feel like he's going to be this insanely dangerous villain next season that wreaks havoc. Why does space food look so appetizing? Even the blue ramen looks good. Is that just me? Am I just a fat kid at heart?
I think she's having second thoughts.
Eben Moss Backrack's workout routine.
Whose is this?
Didn't get a name.
Yeah, I saw your eyes go right to it.
Great head.
See, they don't know.
They do so good at setting up Skeen's motivations and his eventual betrayal. He knows Clem is hiding something, most of them know, but Skeen makes an effort to figure him out because the fake character of Clem reminds him of himself. Another guy who's just good at what he does, looking to get paid for it. Andor's partially this, but there's more to it than Skeen could possibly know. Overall, I love that it adds to this season's theme of deception and how powerful it is. The detail of Skeen being left-handed.
I'll pilot.
No, you'll do as you're told.
I'm flying it. We can say it's your idea. I don't care, but if it's my ass on the line, I'm pulling this thing out of there.
Helping with the most important part of the mission, but angry.
Shoulders back. More.
Don't touch me. If you want something, you tell me.
Setting boundaries. The way this show makes you scared of a single TIE fighter is amazing. You get the fear the Empire causes that these rebels are trying to fight against.
Surprise from above is never as shocking as one from below.
Bars. Also notice how he's okay with Nemec touching his shoulder and not Terramin because he trusts Nemec.
You're a healer.
And you can dress yourself.
She's not even trying to hide how jealous she is.
You should go. I didn't realize how late it was.
I'm staying if you are.
Loyalty. Like scoffing at the thought of ever leaving their side loyalty.
Stay focused, Clem.
Like really jealous. Nicholas frickin' Bertel.
I needn't tell you how wrong you were about Uncle Harlow.
But you will.
Knowing your mom well.
Everyone has their own rebellion.
But I fear morale might be crushed by having anything more than an essential roster down here tomorrow night.
I want it painted the day after tomorrow.
Absolutely, sir. Make sure the men know how close they've come.
Such an interesting role for Gorn to play, since it's implied he used to actually be like this before the girl he met died. So he's not having to play a completely different character like Luthen, he's just tapping into his old self.
I'm being paid. Paid to be here.
You should have told us days ago.
It just would have been something else. The day before is always hard.
You think we're scared?
I know you are.
Maybe you're the one that's afraid.
Of course I'm afraid. But there's a difference between fear and losing your nerve. You want out of this. Make a choice. Don't use me as an excuse.
Cassian taking this opportunity to be brutally honest to them, and it shows how he's generally more sure of himself and his feelings than they are. Coruscant still has that shine it always has at nighttime. Seriously, it just always looks cool. Nicholas Bertel using almost the exact same track as Past Present Suite, but stripped back.
She wants me to tell you about my brother. What matters is they killed him.
Yeah, a dead family member is just a classic tragic backstory.
You want to be useful? Go clean some coins.
I love their dynamic. When they're in character, she's his assistant, but outside of that, they're equals.
You mean nothing to them.
Perhaps I'll think differently tomorrow.
Be careful what you wish for.
Speaking from personal experience, since they're hunting Cassian Andor right now.
You'll be fine. You'll sleep when it's done.
Oof, more Namek death foreshadowing.
And they're so wrapped up in choosing, they fail to notice you've given them nothing they thought they wanted at the start.
Where have I heard this before?
He likes giving orders, doesn't he?
Makes sense, right?
What do you mean?
He was a stormtrooper. Should have been here when Cinta found out. They slaughtered our whole family.
Staying true to the idea of everyone having their own rebellion by showing each person's backstories that made them that way. If a former Imperial soldier who has murdered innocent people can join, anyone can.
Come and look at this sash. None of this was stored properly. It's all compressed.
Perhaps you've expanded?
Oof, am I the only one who'd rather be called fat than expanded? I also love that this guy has a family that can be used against him later. Some Imperial officers still love, even if they don't have the empathy for the innocents they hurt.
Let them pass.
You can see him try for a second there to make sure he has a look of disgust and not respect, which is actually how he really feels.
Don't let Gorn catch you.
Why do I get Kip vibes from this guy?
Corporal. Sir.
These men from Alkenzi.
Yes, sir.
You do the talking, eh?
This slight wave of tension where you hold your breath for a second and then exhale as he walks away.
He says, may the eye find the good in all of us.
Almost a continuation of what the chieftain says earlier.
Drop it!
Ooh, the adrenaline spike I got. This is where the mission starts for real. Thank God for Cinta Kaz, saving our absolute sweetheart Nemec.
You'll never get out of here.
Well-deserved backhands. Music syncing with diegetic sound effects. This show is ticking all of my favorite boxes right now.
If you argue, if you play us in any way, they will die.
You kill us anyway.
Because that's what you do, right?
Making sure the Empire knows that the rebels aren't like them, and that's why they'll win in the end.
Hands on heads! Hands on your heads!
I'm running out of compliments for Nicholas Bertel because the tension his score brings. Ugh. And just the editing in general is perfectly paced, almost bringing the tension to new levels with every evenly spaced beat.
Let's go!
Cousin sounding like a pro gamer.
Time check! 5'9".
Like my height. Also, that's average, so anyone calling me out in my Daredevil Season 3 video, I don't want to hear it, okay? I'm not short. I'm not. Holy beautiful VFX. This is what happens when you don't rush VFX artist Disney. So pretty. The show purposely has this washed out look to it most of the time, and it makes these moments of vibrant color pack a punch. Gorn dies with no time given to his death, which makes sense because of the whole casualty of war thing. Proceeds to shoot one shot and let him die. Even more Skeen betrayal foreshadowing. I also love that these moments have a progression to them. The closer we get to Nemec dying or Skeen betraying them, the more obvious the foreshadowing gets. The way the strings accent the tragedy of Terramin dying, and then the horns come in to show that they're winning and Terramin died for this. It's the details. So mean. This show is so mean. He sounds so in pain yelling that. This is just gonna account for every cool shot win I want to give right now.
There's a doctor. We have it built into the contingency. She doesn't want to jeopardize the mission. This kid is the reason that we are here.
I've seen people say that Skeen pushed for the doctor so they would land and him and Andor could steal the ship. But he could have just killed Vel and maybe held Andor at gunpoint and get him where he wanted. I think he pushed for getting Nemik a doctor because he did actually care about Nemik. But once it's clear that Nemik is going to die, he gives up on that. Even if this isn't the case, it's just my headcanon, because I want to believe in Cousin.
Put that thing down, catch our breath, split up the winnings.
Appropriate reaction.
Nemik's manifesto. He said to give this to you.
I don't want it.
He insisted.
Ugh, he doesn't want another person to be sad about, but he can't refuse the kid's dying wish. Andor's the perfect person for it too, with how hopeless he is about the rebellion for most of the season.
In the language no one remembers.
How sad.
No, it's liberating. You decide what it says. Your own secret language.
Of course, Luthen likes the idea of secret languages. Also looking at silver linings.
Got anything from Aldani? Big rebel attack last night. It's all the news.
Well, I'll have to look. Maybe we have something in the back.
Really? I was kidding.
And finally, he gets to have a genuine laugh, one of relief. Andor is without a doubt one of the best things that Disney Star Wars has made, along with Rogue One, and I can't wait to cover more of it. What'd you guys think of the first half of Andor Season 1? Let me know in the comments. As always, you guys are an absolute win, and I'll see you soon.